Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Isabel and this is my library. In today's video, we will be setting up for the month of January in my 2026 reading journal. January has started. I'm well into my 2026 reading journal, but I have yet to start my January designing of pages. So I figured today would be the perfect opportunity to get that done. I do have a long TBR for the month of January. If you saw my TBR video for the month of January, I talked about a lot of books I wanted to read in January, but since the filming and posting of that video, a couple more things have been added to my January TBR. And I'll explain to you how and why as we get to those parts of my journal. But yeah, so if you are watching me for the first time, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. This video is a part of a series that I have created here on my channel where I have been moving into my 2026 reading journal. And we've been doing this for a few months. I believe this is the 17th video in this installment, if I'm not mistaken. And there's plenty of videos to guide your reading journal experience if you need that. So I'll go ahead and link all of those down below. For today's video, we will be working on my January pages, and this one's extra important because it's the first one, and then all the other months are going to have to kind of match with that. So for the past couple months, actually, we've been working on all of these other sets of spreads that are necessary in my reading journal. But January has started and I need a place to be able to look at what I'm going to be reading that month. I need to already start working on some of my reviews for the books that I read in January, because as you know, that is one of my goals for this 2026 year. So yeah, it's time to start this. So we're going to go ahead today and make some decisions. So I am looking to keeping a couple things the same from how I did it last year, my 2025 reading journal. So I do want to have the left side of the first spread be a book bingo, and it's going to be a monthly one. So I do have one for each of the months, and I think I'm going to include that on the left-hand side as I did in my 2025 journal. And then here on the right, I still think I want to begin with my TBR for the month. Then at the bottom, I want to include my stats. And then I think that for the next spread, or 2 or 3, depending on the month, I'm going to be doing my individual reviews of each of the books that I end up reading. So that is something that's going to shift a little bit the way that I do this, because normally I set up all my months ahead of time and I normally just have 2 spreads per month. And that's going to shift a little bit because it's going to be determined based on how many books I'm able to write reviews for, or I want to write reviews for. So I'm going to have to do my monthly pages each month with you. So you can probably expect to have an extra video when it comes to that, instead of just having my updates for each of the months, which is how I did my journaling in 2025. I think you can expect to have a setup video for the month and then an updating video for that month. I think that's going to be how I proceed moving forward with the way that I've designed this. So the bingo cards are pretty big, so it does not allow a lot of room for decorating. So I will save that for the rest of the pages. So this will kind of be like a more basic kind of page here on the left. Maybe I put some washi tapes on the corners to anchor that down. Let's go ahead, and I'm thinking I want to use maybe this washi tape. This is from Simply Gilded. And I think I like this because it goes with the colors of this design. We have that blue and the yellow. So I think this would be like a nice little touch. Go ahead and take some of these pieces out. And this is going to be very easy, very simple. Just adding a little washi tape on each of the corners for just a little bit of a flare and to hold it down. That way I don't have to paste this down or glue this down. And it still has a little bit more of a 3D effect. All right, so I think that looks great. So I think I still want to do my large monogram drop cap kind of letter. So let me look at my antiquarium sticker book. If you love sticker books like I do, there are quite a few videos up on my channel where I haul sticker books, where I do flip throughs of sticker books. So if you're interested, you can go ahead and look in the description box below for the tag to those videos. But I do have quite a few of them because I love sticker books and I'm always acquiring new ones. These antiquarium, this is the bibliophilia one. I also have this one. I really do like them a lot because, and these are my oldest sticker books. I've mentioned that in previous videos. These are the first I ever acquired. And I love them because they do have a variety of designs, but they also have really nice like letters that you can use for most of your projects. So let's see. These are some of the J's. I don't want any of that red. Maybe this yellow can work. Let's see if there's others here. There aren't. So right now I'm looking potentially at this letter J for my January. Let's see if this one has something that I like a little more. I believe these are toward the back. Yeah, they are. Okay. All right. So we also have this one. I'm wondering what I like more. I think that is the only page I have for that. Yeah. So let's see, what do I like more? I think this color yellow pops a little bit more than this one. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. And I'm going to go ahead and use this one. All right, let's see. So I always like to do my large drop cap right here. It's just something I've been doing for a while. If you are interested in seeing my 2025 reading journal, all of those videos will be linked down below. And I do have a playlist as well on my channel just for all my journaling videos and my monthly updates. You're welcome to try and watch those at your leisure. All right, so let's see what color I kind of want to go with. I'm going to avoid the yellow pen. I don't know about you guys. I saw a post the other day in one of the pen groups that I am a part of. And people were talking about, what do you do with your yellow pens? Somebody asked, like, what do you guys do with your yellow pens? Because I never use them. And people gave different responses. I have tried to use them before and I do use them occasionally, but if it means writing everything out with my yellow pen, sometimes if I try it, I end up regretting it because I want something that's a little bit more visible. So we're going to go ahead now with my TBR. And what I like to do is just do a box as a checklist box and then write the title of whatever book I plan on reading, and I'll go ahead and jot that down. I believe I have like 17 books. Let me double check. Okay, I think I have 15 books on my TBR this month. Very ambitious, I know. But I'm going to go ahead and start writing those down. I do have the majority of the books here with me. 3 of them are on my e-reader. So I'm going to go ahead and start writing those titles down. I will speed you through this process. And yeah, I'll get you caught up when I am done writing all my titles down. guys, so we are back. So this is basically the list of 15 books that I plan on reading in the month of January. I have added quite a few things from my TBR video simply because there were some books that I didn't know would be a part of certain book clubs and such, so I have added them here. I will walk you very quickly in case you do not consume my other content and you only consume my journaling videos. I will walk you through some of these books and why I'm reading them. So You've Lost a Lot of Blood will fulfill my Buzzword challenge for January for internal body part, organ, or whatnot. Danganronpa Volume 4. I did read volumes 1 through 3 of this manga last year and loved them. Volume 4 is the last one, and I wanted to make sure that I did finish that so I can wrap it up. Yours Cruelly, Elvira is on my list for, I believe, 23 books that are left over from 2023 or 2024. So I'm reading that, and I have also added a reading goal for myself of reading more nonfiction. So I will be reading Yours Cruelly, Elvira, and it also has red on the cover, so it will fulfill some elements for my winter ween challenges. The first time I saw him is part of Reese's book club. I honestly did not want to read this book because I read the first book and I did not enjoy it. I believe I gave it 2 stars, but I am going to go ahead and read it as a part of Reese's book club. Maybe I like it a little bit more. I just feel like maybe I should finish it off. It is, a continuation, or maybe she created a duology for thrillers, which is not common. So I'm at least a little bit intrigued. And the fact that it's a Reese's book, and I try to read most of those books if I am interested in them. So I'm reading that one for those purposes. Appointment with Death is part of my Read Christie challenge. That is the January selection that I am going with, so I will be reading it for that. The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle is my book club read for my best friend and I for our book club. Fences is the classic that I would like to get to this month. Crazy Spooky Love has a supernatural vibe to it, and it will fulfill one of my winter ween challenges, and it's also a library book, and I'm trying to read at least 1 library book a month, not counting my digital loans or my audiobook loans, but more so physical ones. I'm reading Ligeia as a part of the Literary Love 1, 2, 3 book club, which is run by my friend Jen. I will have her channel linked down below, but that is her January selection. And I also want to read Poe this month because I want to be part of the Nevermore Readathon. And yeah, I'll also have that announcement video linked down below. After Midnight will fulfill the Buzzword for January. It's either before or after a book title that has either of those words. So I have chosen After Midnight. Next, The Place Where They Buried Your Heart. That is a part of my very own book club, The Haunted Library. That is my January selection for my book club. If you did not know, I do have a book club. If you'd like to join, I'll have the links to the Discord down below. It is a free book club. This is my first month. These are the 3 titles we will be reading. I'd love for you to join me on that venture. Join the Discord, have some fun, pick up the book if you love horror, mystery, or thriller. And yeah, that's my little plug for my book club. 11/22/63 I have been working on for the last month. And I'm completing that in the month of January. Spoiler, I have completed that in the month of January, that first week. And it is a buddy read that I am doing with some BookTube friends. Michelle from Literary Me and Dee from the Reading Room 1972. And we will have, within the next few days, our live show for that. So if you want to join us, that would be great. The Perfect Sun, I'm also reading to complete some challenges. It is my Kindle read. Usually it's a very quick thrillers and stuff like that I like to read on my Kindle at night. So The Perfect Sun is one of those. I have completed that as of the filming of this video. And then same thing with The Crash, I'm not sure what the full title is. But that one as well, another Frida book that's on my Kindle. And then lastly, Homeschooled, which is the Read with Jenna selection. I was very excited for that pick. I did check it out from my library digitally because I've tried finding the book in various places and it seems to be sold out everywhere. So I haven't been able to get my hands on a physical copy of it just yet, but I did secure the ebook from my library, so I have it on my Kindle as well. And those are the 15 books I plan on reading this month. Of course, I always allow myself room for reading other things if they catch my eye for whatever reason, but I'm very tied to my challenges and my projects and my buddy reads and my book clubs. So this is pretty much what January will look like for me. Here I will save this space for my stats, and I normally do include the stats for each month in my wrap-ups, my monthly wrap-ups on my channel, and I also want to include them this year in my reading journal. And I think I'm ready to go ahead and begin with my reviews for some of these books. So as of the filming of this, I have finished reading 3 or 4 books. So I will go ahead and try to see how I want to do this. I want to make sure that I find a system that works for me. I want to try to write a review for every book I read, but I do read a lot. I do review all of my books on Goodreads, but it's a very superficial kind of review, mostly just a paragraph of my opinions on the book. I am very interested in documenting those reviews in the written format and designing like a page or a spread or half a page for the different things that I read. I know I'm not as passionate about every book that I read, so I know that will maybe look different, and I want to allow myself the opportunity to do that. If there is a book that I want to gush about for a spread, I want to be able to do that. And if there's a book that I only have a paragraph to write about, I'm allowing myself to do that as well. But the point is that I do want to include the little picture and some basic information about the book and my opinions on it. So I'm going to go ahead and start that now. I'm not sure in this video how many I will get to. It depends how long my review kind of goes for. But of course, I will speed you through this process. And yeah, I'll talk to you after I have decided on a design. And I kind of want to do it based on the vibes of the book. That's kind of what I want to do. Choosing my ephemera and my stickers and my color inks based on the vibe of the book. So that's, I think, where I want to go with this. So I have some planning to do, some thinking to do, some laying down of things. So I'm going to go ahead and do this calmly, relaxed. Join me, journal a little bit along with me while I kind of speed you through it and play some music while you're working and I'm working and we're doing this together. I'll catch you in a little bit once I'm done with that. guys, so I'm bringing you back so that we can look at the setup for the January book bingo here on the left, all the things that I want to read in January, some space for end of the month stats, and I'm so happy with how my review page came out for The Place Where They Buried Your Heart. I'm thrilled with this book. I'm happy that this was my first selection for my book club, The Haunted Library. I really love how I had all of these papers and ephemera and stickers that went with the theme. And I'm happy with this layout for books that I really liked or really want to talk about. This one spread or 2 pages I think is perfect for a book that I have a lot to say for. So I know that when it's my turn to write about maybe The Crash or The Perfect Sun, I know that I'll probably just do a little tiny kind of half page kind of blurb. But then when I'm writing about 11/22/63, I might again want to use like a full spread. So I'm really liking this. I'm a little worried about the spacing, right? And you're probably thinking, you have the rest of your notebook. Right, but there are a lot of months. And even once I'm done with the months, there's still more things like challenges I want to document, top 10 books, top whatever, more things like that I still haven't created space for here in the front. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And if I'm able to continue doing this for the rest of the year, I might consider moving to like a bigger journal in the future, like a square one that has more space, and maybe I can take advantage of that. This is officially my first year that I'm trying to write book reviews in my reading journal. I have never done that before. My reading journal has mostly served me as a tracking device for a lot of things. So this is the first year that I will be doing it. It is incredibly time consuming, so I'm not sure how much of this I'll be able to do. But you know what? For now, I'm very happy that I'm doing this. And I think I also might allow myself the opportunity to only write about the books that I feel very strongly about, and maybe not write at all about the books that I don't care for. So that's something that's still up in the air. For now, I felt compelled to reviewing The Place Where They Buried Your Heart. I know I'm going to want another spread for 11/22/63, and we'll see. We'll see how the rest of those kind of go and how I change and edit this from month to month. But there you have it, guys. That is my update for today in my reading journal. I'm so happy with the way my 2026 reading journal is coming out. Let me know in the comments down below how your 2026 reading journal is coming out. Let me know what pages you're currently working on, what challenges you're participating in this month. Have you read any of the books that I will be reading or have read this month? I would love to hear from you in the comments down below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please make sure that you do so you don't miss any of my content. Hit that bell so that you know when I am posting videos, although I do post pretty regularly, but you don't want to miss out. Thank you guys so much. I look forward to talking to you in my next video. Bye!